Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
This episode of Tap and Step is presented by CoverZero Analytics, the leaders in next-level football data. CoverZero delivers predictive matchup previews, classification-based grading, and customized analysis to football coaches who want more than the same old breakdown of tendencies. With CoverZero, football coaches now have a tool that can measure all aspects of their team's performance. CoverZero is built entirely around smarter data analysis, helping thousands of coaches find winning edges that don't always appear in film study. If you're a football coach looking for an extra advantage, CoverZero invites you to join the hundreds of premier programs that have taken their scouting intel to the next level. Ready to see how the best teams win? Start with CoverZero Analytics. Find out more at CoverZeroAnalytics.com. That's CoverZeroAnalytics.com.
Stepp, you brought Canadian candy.
I did.
To our offices, and I'm just wondering why you're trying to start a trade war within the bounds of the Dave Campbell's offices, making people choose sides.
Listen, when it comes to Kit Kats, you better choose a side.
Tap and Step, your premium Texas high school football podcast from your friends at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. I am the Tep, Greg Tepper.
And I'm the Stepp, back from Canada, Matt Stepp.
He is back from Canada, folks.
24 hours in Canada, and I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. It was lovely. The weather was in the 60s. It was great.
Man, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
The person who's really cheering for you is our lovely producer, our lovely and talented producer, Vianney Moreno. Hello, Vianney Moreno.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Vianney. How about them Cowboys?
How about the freaking Cowboys?
This is your...
Hey, a little past that, Brandon Aubrey's pretty awesome.
Brandon Aubrey is their best player.
My fantasy team. I need to go buy his jersey.
You should. I just said at one point, let's just kick a 78-yard field goal with Aubrey and just be done with this.
It's honestly not a bad idea.
That's a better idea than some of the other ideas.
Where's he from? He's not from here, right?
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from around here. I think he's from he's from around here.
Who could possibly know?
I want to say he went to...
I should have known this. I knew
Brandon Aubrey.
He played soccer.
Yeah,
Brandon Aubrey.
He was like the number one draft pick in the MLS.
Went to Plano.
Plano.
Went to Plano, but in a true Dave Campbell's or true Greg Tepper connection, born in St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
So I know.
Goodness.
I wonder if he went to school with Rex Burkhead. No, probably not. He's probably younger than Rex Burkhead.
I wonder. Anyway, this is your Week 4 preview edition of Tep and Step. We do thank you for being Dave Campbell's Texas football subscriber. Coming up here in just a moment, Matt Stepp and I will take a jaunt through the Week 3 results, including some rather shocking ones.
Yeah, it was a wild week.
It was a very wild week in Week 3. Then we'll have our Week 4 game draft, where we pick the games we are most interested in across the state of Texas. So stick around with us for the next,
hour-ish? Question mark?
Undisclosed amount of time. But first, Matthew, we will start as we always do with your Texas high school football fun fact of the week, presented by CoverZero Analytics.
Sweet, clean CoverZero. How we love
the greatness of CoverZero. I'll just say this. We're all trying to look cool around the water cooler, right? Mm-hmm. Just sound like we know what we're talking about.
Bros talking ball.
Just dudes talking ball.
Yeah.
You know how you can up your water cooler talk?
How?
CoverZeroAnalytics.com. You want to talk about bringing out numbers you've never even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
CoverZero Analytics. They will help take your high school football team to the next level.
Coaches, you want to self-scout? Start by getting CoverZero.
I would say that's at At this point in the year of our Lord 2025, that's like where you start. That's like a you must be this tall to ride.
Yeah.
CoverZeroAnalytics.com.
Yeah, if you want to self-scout, you better get your CoverZero Analytics
I would say
on.
that's probably CoverZeroAnalytics.com is where you can find that. Matt Stepp, your Texas high school football fun fact of the week. There are a total of 648 Texas high school football games this week. It's a bit of it's the first big bye week.
First week 6 is the
first big bye week. Matt Stepp, of those 648 Texas high school football games, how many are matchups of UIL undefeated teams?
Okay.
So UIL undefeated teams matching up.
So, for example, Waxahachie and Duncanville will be
Waxahachie and Duncanville is one of those games.
Waxahachie is 2-0. Duncanville is 1-0.
Correct.
It's weird to say they're 1-0 in week 4, but
yeah, I was spoiler alert for the picks, which I guess if you're watching us on television or on the not television but streaming on Friday, you already know.
Freeloader.
But that is kind of wild to talk about how it's like, oh, you guys have only played one game.
Yeah.
It's the 4th week of the season, and you guys have only played one game.
It's unique.
Right.
All right, so
of the 648, how many are matchups of...
I'm going to say 11.
11.
Shoot low.
Matt Stepp, would it surprise you if I were to tell you that there were, in fact, he said very confidently, 26 matchups? We'll talk about a number of them, but for example, some of the lesser known ones that maybe you're not thinking of, Mildred and Clarksville.
How about Clarksville? Coach Davis Miller doing a great job up there in Northeast Texas, Red River County. The Blue Tigers. That's a basketball school playing some good football. But yeah, shout out to the Tigers.
Gregory, Portland, and Sinton is a matchup of unbeaten.
That's going to be a big matchup, and that's an old rivalry there in San Patricio County.
District matchup.
Big county guy here.
Tomball Memorial and Magnolia is a matchup.
Okay, Magnolia's on. I'm surprised Tomball Memorial is doing off to an undefeated start.
Slayton and Post.
We may talk about that game. Keep an eye on that.
Spoiler for that.
Keep an eye on that one.
And then finally, a team that's been in the news but is undefeated. Santo and Rio Vista is a matchup of unbeatens. That's a matchup of a team we wrote about recently on TexasFootball.com.
Yes, we did.
Not for great reasons.
No.
And a team,
UIL appeal pending.
And a team that you and I are going to see later this year.
We are going to see the
Santo Wildcats.
Yes, we are later on this year.
So anyway, there it is.
Plan on making a trip to the Rogue Dairy Queen at Monroe Wells.
26 UIL matchup of unbeatens this week in week 4, which
that's good. That's
get out to a game.
You should go to a game.
I don't
know what the weather's going to be like Friday, but go to a game.
Hopefully, it'll be better than it has been.
It was better last week.
It was better this week.
It was just hot.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I was in LaPorte on Friday night, and let me tell you, breaking news. It's humid in LaPorte.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so there is your Texas Football fun fact of the week. Thanks, CoverZero Analytics.
Thank you, CoverZero.
That actually transitions us to week 3, and I'll look back at week 3 because
there's Gavin Moritz. He's leaving.
Bye, Gavin. There were some, I would say, eye-opening results. I think one of the games, I think it's worth mentioning, the Westlake and Atascocita game. Westlake gets the win on the road.
Great win.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Atascocita without Carde Mack.
Notable.
I think perhaps you put a small asterisk next to Atascocita's record, but I don't put that same asterisk next to Westlake. Is that a weird thing to say?
No, I don't think so. We were talking about state rankings and kind of in Slack and in our group chat. I think you do I think if Carde Mack plays at Atascocita, I would pick them to beat Westlake, yes, but we don't know that.
Yeah.
All we know is on the field last Friday, Westlake won. So I think you have to put Westlake ahead of Atascocita based on the on-the-field result. I think the other thing is, I don't know if Westlake played particularly clean or well in that football game. Like they left some meat on the bone too. So you could conceivably say Westlake didn't play their best game and still won. So I think you have to give a lot of credit to Westlake on the road, second straight week. Really the third straight. Westlake hasn't had a home game yet.
Oh, that's very true.
Because they played neutral side against Prosper, and they went to San Benito and then Atascocita. So I think you have to give Tony Salazar's ball club a lot of credit for that win. I think that's just two really good teams playing. I don't obviously no Carde Mack. Atascocita is a little, little don't have all their bullets in the chamber, but I think they'll be ready to go come district time in playoffs.
So actually, maybe this is a good chance to just roll through what we drafted last week and talk about it. Cuero and Yoakum.
Cuero wins 42-28. I think pretty kind of what we thought. It was a competitive football game. I think Cuero's depth.
I think it speaks one of those games where it speaks well to both teams. I think if you're Yoakum, obviously you want to win the game. It's a big rivalry game, but I think you performed well. You didn't go out there and embarrass yourself. South Lake Carroll and Byron Nelson. We're going to talk more about South Lake Carroll. Here's a promise. We'll talk more about South Lake Carroll later in this episode, but as advertised in their district opener against Byron Nelson, they looked really, really good at South Lake Carroll.
Yeah, that was maybe the most shocking result of the weekend. I thought South Lake would win comfortably. Did not expect that level of comfort.
Our Thursday night rising game of the week, Ridgepoint and Bridgeland. I am 100% in on the Ridgepoint defense. I am 60% in on the Ridgepoint offense.
Yeah, I think a great win for Ridgepoint and convincing win. I think they're clearly the better football team in my opinion. I think it starts with their front play on both sides of the ball. I think Ridgepoint's skill positions are receivers are really good. They don't seem to have that game breaker at running back, and I think the quarterback, they're still kind of evolving there. So I think there's still some things they could get better on, but I mean, they're 3-0, and when you have that kind of front play, you are going to be in every football game. They're offensive indeed. I had a coach who texted me watching the game, and he just texted me. He goes, "Ridgepoint is some grown ass men." Was the text? So
that is true.
They do have some large children,
and especially defensively, I think their team speed is really impressive.
Yeah, they're really good football. I think they're going to run the table and go 10-0. I'm going out on a roll.
I'm having a hard time thinking about who's going to stop them, but yeah, you're right. Jim, Ned, and Wall. I got to be on. I think it's time to start really talking seriously about Wall.
They've been pretty. The defense has been.
That's exactly.
Again, I said it on Tep and Step last week. We knew their offense would be good, but their defense has been unreal, and didn't they shut out
24-0.
Yeah, I mean it's 2 straight shutouts. Well, 2 shutouts in 3 games, and they held Brownwood to 10. A 4A Division I team in Brownwood.
Yes, that's really impressive.
Yes.
South Oak Cliff and Longview.
I think Sock won kind of the game I thought they would win. Close, hard fought, low scoring game. I think if you're a Longview fan, I've seen Longview Twitter and their social. Some of their fans are just they trip me out because they're like just complaining, and I'm like, guys, you lost by 3 to a team that beat North Shore and lost to Duncanville by 7. Like you were throwing. Did they have Longview could have easily won that football?
Yes,
game.
they could have.
And also, they didn't have their head coach. Like John King is not there. Like. Give a little credit to South Oak Cliff. They're really good, but Longview's fine. I don't have any concerns about Longview. I thought they played a very good game. I think South Oak Cliff's just that good this year.
The game you were at, LaPorte and Port Neches Groves.
I'm going to say something. I think PNG might be better than they were last year. Now, I don't know if they're as good as the 2023 state title team, but I think this PNG team is better than 2024. Connor Bailey, the quarterback, 3-year starter. He's got a good group of receivers. I think their defense is a little bit. They're not as big on the offensive line. They're still plenty big, but not as big as last year. But I think they're more diverse. They were very last year, real heavy leaning on Tyson Henry. They've got 2 other running backs they use. And they've got 2 or 3 receivers that can make plays. And the defense, I think, across the board's faster.
I think that's the key. Is we cannot mistake different for worse. You know what I mean? That this is a different looking PNG team than we saw that played for a title in 2022, won a title in 2023. They were offensively built different, right? This is a different looking team, just plain and simple. Their best offensive weapon is their quarterback. Yes. That was not the case in 22. That was not the case in 23. It wasn't the case in 24, respectfully, to Connor Bailey. I think he was getting closer to that. Now he's very clearly their best player.
They trust him so much now. He started 30-plus games now. Like he's been through the battles. He looked really good. And PNG, great win for PNG. LaPorte, I think there's some things they can work on. But they were LaPorte was 0-3 last year at this time, and went to the regional final. They're 2-1 right now. So LaPorte, clean a couple things up, you'll be fine. I think LaPorte's still a contender in Region 3 5A Division 1.
Talk about Westlake and Atascocita, Van and Lindale.
What you expect? Rivalry game. High score. I didn't expect it to be that high scoring, but Lindale comes out to win. Great win for Chris Cochran's ball club. Are they 3-0? Is Lindale 3-0?
Believe so.
I believe they are 3-0.
Confidently, they are 3-0.
Yeah.
Big game, by the way. Well, we can take a moment here. They play Gilmer this week.
Oh boy,
bud. So, first of all, credits Kilgore. Kilgore played pretty much a flawless ball game.
Kilgore really good.
Really good.
Shocking.
Very,
Breaking
very
news.
good.
Breaking news there.
It's the worst loss for Gilmer in
48 years.
48 years.
1977, they lost to Mount Pleasant 72-0. Credit to Philip Williams
there are Gilmer
that.
folks that are panicking. I realize.
I think there might. I'm not one quick to hit the panic button, but man, Gilmer's looked. They could easily be 0-3 if Pine Tree didn't have some special teams gaffes in week one. They could easily. They have not looked good. Like I think this is a fork in the road game for Gilmer this week.
Yeah,
I think they got to pick it up. They have not looked good.
Elsewhere, I took A&M Consolidated and Pflugerville Weiss, which
That was a heck of a football
ended up being
game.
a whale of a ball game. Consol wins it impressively, and now a game I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we'll not, because the other team's 0-3. But Consol and College Station this week.
So if you're Weiss, you're a little concerned because you still got to play College Station, but College Station shockingly lost to. I mean, credit to Donald Hatcher's ball club and Austin Anderson, like doing this without Ed Small.
But we thought this was a reloading year for them. Like we thought, like Anderson, okay, graduated really heavy, taking a step back. Credit to them. But now you're College Station, and like you are staring 0-4 and 0-2 in district play.
Yes, and now you're looking at first round on the road at either possibly Angleton or LaPorte in round one. I don't know if College Station's ever lost in the first round of the playoffs since the school opened.
I bet not.
They usually at least are good for one.
Because that second year in existence was when they won the title, right?
That was early in their existence.
It was early in their maybe not first year, but yeah.
There's some. I think if you're that district, you're a College Station fan. You're much like Gilmer. You're getting close to hitting the panic button here.
And then I took Ozona and Brady, folks. I am here to push the Ozona agenda.
Have you been? So me and Pickle have been Klein pilled. Have you been Ozona pilled?
I've been Ozona pilled.
Okay.
I have been Lion pilled. I think this team rocks. I think it's Jason Pitts, right?
Yeah.
Jason
head
Pitts,
coach.
New coach. He comes over from New Diana.
He got there like in July.
Yes.
He just got there.
Like July 1st, he's moving into his office, and suddenly, like Christian Villarreal only had 225 yards and 2 touchdowns
what are we
rushing.
even what question of the day? What's wrong with Christian Villarreal?
What's wrong with line it up 888-787-1310.
What's wrong with Christian Villarreal?
I don't know, man. They might have a little something. It was a fun game that I picked last week of like, hey, 2 undefeated teams off to great starts. They went on the road and kind of put it to a 3A Brady team.
And that's not a bad. That's a playoff team that they put the whooping stick to.
I'm not telling you they're going to win state. I am telling you,
cool if they did.
46-32.
Yes, they are. Their offense is going to be a problem for everybody, and I am just saying that, like, okay, I'm not saying they're the new Hamilton. What I am saying, though, is that
team of Tepp and Stepp
is that they're going to be a problem, and we've got our eye on the Ozona Lions. Okay. So anyway, there's a jaunt through. Any other big games you want to hit on from last week?
I think you covered those are basically the ones we talked about.
Big ones we talked about.
Yeah, I think we covered it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on to our week 4 game draft. If this is your first episode of Stepp and Tepp. This is your first. I'm blue screening.
It's been a long day.
Dun 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 dun. If this is your first episode of Tepp and Stepp, welcome. Here's how it works. Stepp and I go back and forth selecting games we are most interested in. That is the phrase that pays. You can be interested in it for whatever reason. So hypothetically, last week you could have taken
Mineral Wells and Fort Worth Eastern Hills, which Mineral Wells won in overtime, 36-33.
How about that? We are Mineral Wells people here, too.
Shout out Cody Worrell. Yeah, we talked about Mineral Wells a little bit on the podcast. Anyway. Yeah. We like Cody Worrell.
So you could take that game. And this week you could take
Houston Sharpstown and Houston Milby.
Good mascot matchup there. Apollos and Buffaloes.
Yeah.
That's a good mascot matchup.
That is a good mascot matchup.
You can pick it up. All you got to do is sell us on it. So we'll go 5 rounds, then we'll have our hipster game of the week. Stepp and I had a fake coin flip before the show. I won the fake coin flip, so I get to go first in week 4. And again, it is a lighter week because this is the first of 2 big open dates. Week 6 is the other one. Week 6, and then actually, if you really want to get into it, week 8 is a really big open date, but it's a lot of 6-man teams taking the first, because it's a lot of 14 districts.
Yeah. And then there's a few in 11-man, mostly in West Texas. There's a few 4
teams.
Districts, yeah.
So this is the first of 2 really big open dates. But Matt Stepp, with pick 1-1, I am going to go 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Indian Stadium in Ganado, as it is a matchup of unbeatens. It is actually the new number 1 team in 3A Division 2.
Oh, breaking news.
The Tidehaven Tigers.
Okay.
Taking on the number 2 team in 2A Division 1, the Ganado Indians, in a non-district finale for both teams, and finishing non-district with a flourish. One of these teams is going to come out of non-district play at 4-0 and feeling pretty good about where they stand in the world. This is I think the winner of this game rides into district play feeling like, who wants some? Mm-hmm. Let's talk a minute about Ganado, the reigning 2A Division 1 state champs. And it is important to remember that we had some pretty big questions about Ganado coming into the year.
They graduated a really big senior class.
It was really big, and it was really impactful. There is an argument. I might have even made the point on the call with Mike Leslie on Valley Sports, whatever it was called at that point, that they might build a statue for Bryce Ullman. Mm-hmm. He's a hero. He doesn't buy meals in Ganado, Texas anymore. They graduate Luke Burris. They graduated pretty heavy. They only brought back 5 starters from last year's team.
Yeah.
I will say, early returns on a lot of the newcomers, especially offensively, pretty good.
Yeah.
They've given bigger roles to guys like Austin Pena and Logan Burris. Mm-hmm. The new quarterback is Landon Arriaga, who has been very strong to start the year.
Yes.
Done everything they needed him to do.
Looked great in 7-on-7. Mm-hmm. He got to play, I think Ullman missed the first couple of games last year, and Arriaga as a hey, there's Rob. Arriaga missed I think the first 2 games. Arriaga started the first 2 games, I think, last year. So he got a little experience last year.
Yeah. He was so he got some experience. He's played well.
He has.
I've been impressed with that. Defense has been good. This is their biggest test to date.
Oh, yeah. Tidehaven's offense is... So
Tidehaven is a team that we had earmarked... Start the year number 2? I think they started year number 2. Yes. I think it went Gunner, Tidehaven, Wall were the top 3. Mm-hmm. And Tidehaven, the reason they were number 2 is, A, they were a state semifinalist last year, and B, they brought back almost every important piece.
Yeah, 16 or 17 starters. Yeah. They brought back a lot, including a 4-year starter at quarterback.
Cale Russell, who is a dog, and they have the single best weapon in this game in Boogie Galvan, who is freaky.
I mean, your nickname is Boogie.
Twitchy. Very twitchy. Yeah. They are great. But allow me to draw your attention to the other side of the ball.
Okay.
Tidehaven, through 3 weeks, has given up 14 points.
Seems good.
TJ Galvan, Bryce Silva, and that is a hallmark of a David Lucio coach ball club. They're always going to play physical, grinding defense, and they're doing it so far this year. The other thing that I think is really interesting about this ball game is that this is the last non-district game for both of them. So, kind of a dress rehearsal.
Sure.
This is an opportunity. I think you are going to see pretty much the entire playbook. I think you are going to have... This is an opportunity to try out everything you've got. That's not to say that everyone's holding back things, but I think that with 4 non-district games like they've played, you phase things in. Now, this is going to be as close as we get to a full steam, wide open playbook as you're going to see. Now, remember what happened last year. Last year, Ganado went to Tidehaven, and they stuffed Tidehaven in a locker.
They kind of did last year, yeah. It was kind of a turning point for Tidehaven in a lot of ways.
It was. That was kind of the last time. I want to say it was 41-7 or something. It was a butt kick.
Yeah. I think that was when we realized, okay, Ganado's back.
For real.
Yeah. Once they got Ullman back, they were clicking on all cylinders.
This feels like... I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think Tidehaven's got some receipts. Mm-hmm. And I think that they are, in week 4, the more complete team. And that, to me, is probably why they're the favorite in this one. I like Tidehaven to win it.
I do, too. Also, remember, one thing to remember, this is a rematch of the Division III Texas 7-on-7 state championship.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Yeah.
They played in the state championship in June.
How about that?
Yeah, rematch.
Yeah. And Tidehaven won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So. It is a fabulous ball game. Big game. And in a time where we're starting to have district games trickle in, we're going to talk a lot about some of the district games this week. This is a non-district banger to kind of close out non-district games that I think for both coaches, they can learn a lot about their ball clubs. But I like Tidehaven to win this one. So that is my first pick. What is your first pick, Matthew?
I'm going to go right down the road, not too far away from here. 7 o'clock Friday night at Dragon Stadium in Southlake.
Yeah.
It is a top 10 matchup in Class 6A as the Trinity Trojans at 3-0 take on the Southlake Carroll Dragons at 3-0. And for all intents and purposes, the District 4 6A title will be decided this week, I think. These are clearly the two best teams in the district. And I think we're going to see, you know, much like last year, the district title runs through this football game. We mentioned it briefly, but Southlake Carroll just put the whooping stick to Byron Nelson last week. 52-3. And I think shocking was the word that I used in the ease with which Southlake won. And it was close at half. You know, first quarter, I think it was 3-3, or I think it was 3-3. And then Southlake just exploded in the second quarter with 35 points, and the game was over.
Craziness.
Angelo Renda, the Pittsburgh commit quarterback, continues to put up huge numbers. Brock Boyd at receiver, the Ohio State commit, he had 2 touchdown catches. Their running backs, Davis Penn, Brooks Biggers, they had a big game. Southlake's offense, they might have 10 Division I guys on the offensive side of the ball. They are so freaking loaded. It is. Don't let anyone tell you Southlake Carroll's not talented, because they are uber talented. They have playmakers. They got cats who can go. But the defense, I think, is not getting enough credit. They hold a good Byron Nelson offense to just 189 yards. They give a first quarter field goal, and that was it. So just a virtuoso performance from Southlake Carroll. They're going to need to do it again this week, because Trinity is this. I've seen Trinity. I saw them in week 2 against Midland Legacy. We'll start on the defensive side of the ball with Trinity. I think this is the best defense, especially in the front 7, they've had in several years. Trinity, for the past few years, has been an offense-heavy team. They have really struggled on the defensive side of the ball. This year, they look like a complete defense. They've been pretty good. Midland Legacy put up 16 on them, but the Strake Jesuit, they faced John Hebert, held him in check. I think they beat Strake 33-7. Last week, they roll past Keller Central 45, a much improved Keller Central ball club, 45-7. Texas State commit JT Harris is back. He's been banged up. They held him out. He played a little bit against Midland Legacy, but not a ton. He looks like he's healthy now. He had 107 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Keandre Dixon and Zorian Palmore chipped in a combined 137 yards and 2 touchdowns. Offensively, we know what Trinity is going to do. They are going to get behind that big offensive line, and they are going to run the football. Now,
they will run the dang ball.
They are, yes. Our friend Blake Jones from the Dumb Zone, Run the Ball guy, appreciates that. They are throwing it a little bit more this year, and I think that's going to be key in this football game.
Lineweaver, right?
Mac Lineweaver, the junior quarterback. I think.
Wait, this is Steve Lineweaver's grandson?
This is Steve Lineweaver's grandson. Yeah. We are old.
Oh, my God.
Made me be really sad how old I am. So old.
That's we're old stop down here on Tep and Step.
It's gonna be pretty soon. This podcast is going to turn into 2 old men talking.
It kind of already is.
Yeah, kind of.
That's what.
Don't say anything VNA. Just hush. So
off your mic.
Yeah, mute herself. So
muted.
Yeah, see, there you go. But they are throwing it a little bit more, and I think that's going to be key in this game. Mac Lineweaver is going to have to protect the football. The Midland Legacy game was a little bit closer because Lineweaver had a couple of interceptions that probably wants to take back. No turnovers this week. He cannot not against Southlake Carroll. You have to play a clean game, and I think Trinity's going to have to keep Carroll's offense off the field. I think the only way they win this game is to grind out. There was one year when Trinity was really rolling when they had Dimitri Nance. That's a callback. Dimitri Nance and Trevor Vitito. There was one year they had like a 21-play, 56-yard drive where they just held the ball for like a whole quarter. That is, and when the year they upset Duncanville, Quentin Jackson's sophomore year, they upset Duncanville in the second round of the playoffs. They basically just kept the ball away. They are going to have that style of game plan. 3-4 yards, score every time, and then hope you get a stop or two. It's their only chance.
I agree. 2 things on this. One, I think it is good for Texas high school football when both of these teams are good and when both of these teams are good in the way that they are good. Mm-hmm. That these are two programs with identities that are elite level DFW programs that have an identity that are just like, we're going to do what we do and we're just going to toe up and go at it. I think that's good for the sport. I think that's good. This is easy. This is an easy game to convince people who don't watch high school football to watch high school football.
Yeah.
This is a perfect style clash. It is two good coaching staffs. It is two talented football teams.
Two big fan bases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is also a real take your eye off the ball type game. Take your eye off the ball because the trench play here is going to be sledgehammery.
Yeah, it's going to be physical.
It's going to be really physical.
All the years, South Lake Carroll, you think of the spread offense, and they're slinging it around, Todd Dodge and all those guys. Now Riley Dodge leading the way. South Lake Carroll can be physical as well. They're good at the line. And you mentioned Trinity South Lake, the history of this game. I mean, I go back to Texas Stadium 2007, I think, the famous game.
Oh, yeah.
The fake punt game.
The fake punt game.
I don't care. Allen and Pearland has the record for the most attended Texas high school football game. Those that were at Texas Stadium that day, no.
Yeah, real ones, no.
Go if YouTube video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube video 2007 Trinity South Lake. There's a crowd shot of it. I am convinced there were 60,000 people at Texas Stadium that day.
And here's one other small note on this. Do you know the last time Riley Dodge lost a game at home?
Has he ever lost one?
He has never lost a game at Dragon Stadium
as a player or coach.
That's the interesting thing. I know I know for a fact he's not lost at home as a coach.
I don't think he lost as a player.
So
either.
there is a fair chance that he has never walked off the field at Dragon Stadium on the wrong end of the scoreboard.
Because when they lost to Miami Northwestern, that was at SMU, and then they lost in the playoffs to Abilene.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost to Abilene. I think that was at AT&T Stadium. Also, if the South Lake Carroll wins, Riley Dodge would have his 100th win.
See,
at the age of 36.
I think
What did you do at 36? Were you 36?
Did this podcast?
Okay.
It's a great game.
Not winning 100 football games.
District 4 6A title game, almost certainly, but it's a huge game. Very good pick. Matt Stepp, you know how we tell people they need to subscribe to this podcast because, God forbid, you wait until Friday and I talk about a Thursday game?
Yeah. What are you doing?
7 o'clock Thursday night.
Oh, my gosh.
At Hall Stadium. Let's go to Mo City. That's right.
We were the Rising Crew was there last week.
Going back to Mo City. As the Richmond Randall Lions, the now disrespected number 2 team in 5A Division 2.
Disrespect season.
Take on the Fort Bend Marshall Buffaloes, both undefeated. We made we can talk through this.
Let's pull back the curtain a little bit.
We talked through the 5A Division 2 rankings, and I want to be clear. Richmond Randall done nothing wrong.
No.
We think you're great.
Yeah.
But South Oak Cliff has wins over North Shore and Longview, and then a 7-point road loss to Duncanville.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to overlook at this
And
point. And you know what happened? V&A Moreno shoved me up against the wall and said, "You are going to rank South Oak Cliff number 1." She shoved me up against the wall.
And she's jacked.
Yeah.
She is. Anyway. But Randall is now the number 2 team in the state in 5A Division 2. Disrespectfully. And they are, again, filed under you've done nothing wrong. Been dominant.
I guess if you could say they did something wrong, it's just their strength of schedules.
That's exactly. They didn't schedule. Which, at the same time, I want you to think about Brian Randall putting the schedule together in 2024.
Yeah.
When he's thinking, okay, we think we have a chance to be pretty good.
So let's schedule some 6A teams and test our. The 6A teams they've scheduled haven't turned out. Now,
Fort Bend Travis last week.
Fort Bend Travis. That's by far their best win. Fort Bend Travis is a pretty good team.
Yeah, they were an undefeated team coming, a 6A team coming to that game, and they beat them pretty handily. And
yeah, Landon Williams Callis.
Boy.
Landon Williams. I had a college coach text me about Landon Williams Callis on Saturday. He goes, I think he's the best running back in the country. So that tells you how good he is.
292 yards and 6 touchdowns in that game.
That's a lot.
Pretty good. Very impressive. And he is, I will say, overall, we knew that there was going to be a bit of a defensive rebuild for them. They graduated so heavy defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They end up going and get touched up a little bit. First time we've seen them touched up. In fact, boy, what did they do the first 2 weeks? Because that might be the first time in like 2 years that they've given up more than 21 points besides South Oak Cliff in the title game.
Yeah,
they
didn't give up. Yeah, last year they didn't hardly.
No, I know. When South Oak Cliff is the first time anyone scored more than 14 points against them.
Yeah,
last week.
The first 2 weeks they'd only given up 6 points.
Yeah, so first time the defense did get touched up a little bit, but 6A team and they won resoundingly.
And I think the good thing if you're a Randall fan is the red zone defense. They held Fort Bend Travis I think to 4 field goals, so they did a good job in the red zone.
But now I do want to tell you a little bit about Fort Bend Marshall and to remember when we talked about this game last year. Last year, we had a feeling about Randall early. We were like, pretty good team. Let's see where it goes. And we said, okay, these back-to-back weeks, Fort Bend Marshall and Iowa Colony, and especially Fort Bend Marshall, it could represent a changing of the guard in 5A Division II in Houston. Because for years and years and years, Marshall was the team of record in 5A Division II in the Houston area. And last year, Marshall got punked by Randall.
Yeah, Randall beat him pretty bad last year.
Pretty badly.
Yeah.
They wanted to send a message, and they did. And by the way, they went on to win a state championship. Here's a take, I think Marshall's better this year.
Interesting.
I think they're better this year.
I'm not sure.
I think their defense is really good.
Their defense has been good through 2. Now we also have an incomplete resume with Marshall. One of their games did get rained out. Man, Dallas Skyline went to Fort Bend, drove all the way down there, and got canceled. What a buzzkill, man!
Cameron Rucker, their defense. Now, I have concerns about their offense, which is weird to say about Randall or about Marshall.
Yeah, they beat Crosby 17-14 last week.
Offense has been fits and starts.
Yeah.
They've got some guys they really like. Karen Johnson.
Yeah, the Texas A&M commit.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
He is really, really impressive. Can they get that offense going? That I think is going to be the problem point here. Is I am really interested in that Fort Bend Marshall defense against the Landon Williams-Callis show. I think the other side, though, the Randall defense has a pretty clear advantage over the Marshall defense, or offense rather, and I think that's where you're probably going to get the Randall win. Could be interesting, and if Marshall can figure some things out offensively, this thing could go a little cattywampus. Sure. But this is the 1-2 week here for Randall. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're gonna get a good test on where Randall is and if they're still in state title form.
Right, because Iowa Colony is next week.
Yes,
but
I'm sure we'll talk about that game.
I bet we will. But I like Randall, and Fort Bend Marshall is my second pick. What's your second pick, Matthew?
7 o'clock Friday night at Hawk Stadium in Texarkana. We get a top 5 matchup. The number 2 ranked Texarkana Pleasant Grove Hawks in 4A Division 2 take on the number 3 ranked Kilgore Bulldogs in 4A Division 1. Kilgore comes in with a 2-1 record, with that one loss being to Carthage, 21-10. No shame there. We mentioned Kilgore, what they did last week to Gilmer.
They sent the fan base into a tailspin.
Yes, yeah. So it's fan base and sports writers into a tailspin. Pleasant Grove off to a 3-0 start. Very, very impressive early on. And I talked to Clint Fuller a little bit on Saturday about this game. We texted a little bit, and he said he called this game an alley fight. Basically,
I like that.
He just said it's gonna be a street. Like these are two physical football teams, and Fuller was a former defensive coordinator at Pleasant Grove, so he knows this Pleasant Grove community, knows them very well. If anybody knows them better than Josh Gibson, it's Clint Fuller. Pleasant Grove's defense has been really good early on. Last week they beat Dangerfield 49-7.
That week 1 game, they were really impressive. While their offense was kind of
they beat Atlanta 34-2. I was at that game. Defense has not been an issue for Pleasant Grove. Their front 7 they look like a 6A front 7. They are really deep, really fast, good size. They are really, really good. Offense, like you said, fits and starts. Colt Yancey, the new quarterback, his dad got hired on staff, new quarterback. He had a good game last week, 2 touchdown passes. I think 6 different Pleasant Grove players. They spread it around really well last week in their win over Dangerfield. But let's be honest, Dangerfield's 0-3, inferior competition. And their week 1 win over Atlanta, win over a 3A school. Now, they do have a nice win over Paris, but in that game, Paris, it was 24-7. It was it was basically a 1-score game for a good portion of that football game. Here's the test. Because Kilgore is a legit state title contender in 4A Division 1. They pushed Carthage in week 1. The last 2 weeks, they blew out 5A White House, blew their doors off, and then blew Gilmer's doors off, 66-6. Rayshawn Williams he had a great freshman year for Kilgore, and I don't know if he was hurt last year or didn't hear much from him last year. He's back with a vengeance. He had 209 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, also returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Kilgore didn't even need Kason Brooks to have a big game. Mm-hmm. Kason Brooks, the starting quarterback, unbelievable player. He had 3 touchdowns. The thing about Brooks, he just reads coverages so well. He's in full. We noticed it at State 7-on-7 this year when they went to the championship game. He is in complete command of that offense.
He is so sharp.
Yes.
Like with the ball, he's decisive.
Yeah.
And he puts the ball. He very rarely. I'm going to jinx him. He's not going to throw 17 interceptions. But like
Clint Fuller's going to come.
He's going to be so mad at me. But like
come in here and bark through the door.
It feels like he never puts the ball in danger.
No.
You know what I mean? Like he will. If he's going to miss, he's going to miss in a place where it's going to land like
it's being incomplete. Yeah. He's not going. Yeah. He is just in command of that offense. And you got LaKeelan Graves, great pickup for Texas State. I think LaKeelan Graves, from a competitor standpoint, a talent standpoint, a team guy, love to see that. He is a baller.
I want to say he was like, I think I read somewhere, or maybe on Twitter, that he's like the highest rated commit in Texas State history.
Well, his recruiting stock after State 7-on-7 went, because the guys, Greg Powers and then Mallory, and the guys from some of the other sites were like, this kid can play. Mm-hmm. And so this is going to be this is an overtime football game last year. I think it's going to be a great one again. I'm leaning to Kilgore. I think offensively they're a little ahead of where Pleasant Grove is. I think Pleasant Grove still has some things to work out offensively. I think it's going to be a barn burner. A lot of ice baths after this game. I'm going to take Kilgore on the road.
It's also a very good triangulation game with regards to 4A Division 2 because we will have a common opponent between Carthage and Pleasant Grove.
Yes.
Which is a game we all think we're getting in the playoffs, right?
I think we'll get it either third or fourth round most likely.
We'll have that kind of triangulation now where we'll be able to see how they match up. But good pick there, Kilgore and Pleasant Grove. My third pick, Matthew. 7 o'clock Friday night at Lumpkins Stadium in Waxahachie.
Known for elite hospitality.
Elite hospitality and elite football. As the undefeated Waxahachie Indians welcome in the undefeated Duncanville Panthers at 1-0. No rainouts.
No rainouts for Duncanville, yeah.
Just two open dates. Can't find any takers. And here's a hot take.
You know what happens? People were texting Coach Samples for games instead of calling them.
Yeah, exactly right.
You don't text Coach Samples.
Don't text
call
Coach Samples. Yeah, exactly right.
If you know, you know.
Let me tell you something. This is a District 11 6A opener, and here's a hot take. Maybe the district title game?
Could be.
I mean, now DeSoto got the wheels back on in a big way last week.
The get-right game in Corpus Christi for those guys.
They played
a struggling Corpus Christi. It's weird to say, but Corpus Christi Miller, they're down bad.
Yeah,
they're 0-3.
It's tough.
And they got 70 burgered.
DeSoto took out some frustration. They'd heard people talking. Yeah. They get a big win, 77-7. But, and with all due respect, by the way, Lancaster will have something to say about this.
Cedar Hill may have something to say.
Cedar Hill may have something to say about this. But you could make an argument these are the two best teams in the district.
I think top to bottom, these are the two most front-loaded, talent-wise teams in the district.
I think Waxahachie's quarterback, Jerry Meyer III, is underrated. I like this guy a lot.
It's weird to say for a TCU commit, but yeah.
I think because he plays in this district where it's like there's so many stars and there's so many prospects that it's easy to fly under the radar a little bit.
He's the best quarterback in the district.
Awesome.
In my opinion, yeah.
They got a receiver,
Cohen
Brown.
Yeah. He's
a dog too. They can sling it. And I like the cut of his defense.
That front seven is really good. They've got some dudes in the defensive front.
And they got a coach's kid in Caden Tollison leading the way on at the linebacker spot.
Who's got some D1 off. I think like Southern Miss and Arkansas State maybe. He's got some D1 offers.
This is a complete football team.
Yeah.
I like this Waxahachie team a lot. The question on Duncanville is have we seen enough to be sure of what we're getting? That's just literally right now. If you were to give Duncanville a grade for the season, it would be incomplete.
Sure,
because they've played one game against a really good South Oak Cliff team
and beat them.
They beat them.
Win has aged well.
It's aged very well.
Yeah.
They have they already have a transitive win over North Shore, right? But we've only seen 48 minutes of action from them. So far, it's weird because with Duncanville, there's the defense where we have some known commodities, guys like KJ Ford.
Oh yeah, that front. Speaking of defensive fronts, Duncanville's defensive line,
gnarly,
elite. Yeah,
gnarly. And so far, the new guys' offense, Maximus Denson and Braden Arnold is the new running back, kind of bell cow running back.
Maximus the Great Denson. That is his name, Maximus the Great Denson.
So far, so good in a limited amount of time.
One game.
Yeah. It is
now. There's tape out.
There's tape.
Yeah.
And they're on the road with a young offense. It's a young offense. It's hard to pick against Duncanville. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do it. But if you were to draw up the kind of team that could maybe beat Duncanville,
see 2023 DeSoto.
Well, Waxahachie got the star quarterback with a receiver who's a problem, right?
Good running game,
good fronts, right? And a defense that's playing really well right now, and a defense that can put pressure on you without having to send extra guys. That to me lines up in a way that if you want to squint, you can see it. I am picking.
If Duncanville's going to lose a district game, I think it's here.
I think you're right.
I think it's here if they're going to lose.
Yes.
Now, also, I think these might be the two best teams in 6A Region 2 Division 1.
Because that's the other thing.
Could this be the first of two meetings?
This is a seeding game, potentially. This is a district title game, potentially. A lot on the line here. I think I'm going with Duncanville. I ain't going to overthink it. But if you want to consider it an ups, it wouldn't even be an ups. I think the computer has this as like a 3-point game. Yeah.
So
like a 3-point game.
Neutral site be a 6-point game.
Exactly right.
Yeah, Waxahachie gets 3 for the home game.
So it's a 1-score game on a neutral site. Just keep an eye on this. And by the way, Waxahachie, they're at DeSoto next week.
Yeah, they get the back to back.
They get to back to back. But if they win this one, you want to talk about a team that is going to be flying high.
Yeah, they'll be flying high. Yeah,
so
no doubt.
I like this game a lot. I'm going with Duncanville, but my antenna are up.
Okay,
for sure.
I think the film thing is going to be key. This, that was one thing talking to some guys at South Oak Cliff. They just didn't have any. They were looking at it like we don't have any. There's nothing on these all these new guys. Now there's 48 minutes tape. So what kind of adjustments does Waxahachie make to try to slow Duncanville? Because really, Duncanville ran out to a big lead on SOC, 29-7 in the second half. South Oak Cliff kind of adjusted, slowed them down a little bit. Now does Waxahachie notice that? Do they try to slow down Denson and that all? I think the key for Duncanville is going to be running the football. Can they establish and maintain a strong running game? That's going to be the key.
I agree. What is your third pick, Matthew?
7 o'clock Friday night over there in Amarillo at Dick Bivens Stadium.
It's a big stadium.
It is a big stadium. As these seats are at 12,000, great video board. It's a big Dick Bivens Stadium. We have some bragging rights in the city of Amarillo as the red hot Amarillo High Sandies take on the Paladuro Dons. Another elite mascot matchup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Sandies and the Dons. Now, VNA, I'm about to call her Mallory. VNA, you remember you looked up Paladuro's mascot at one point, the Dons?
Yes, the Dons.
Swagged out.
Yes, swagged out Don. That awesome mustache. Just charming the ladies. And then you've got the Amarillo Sandies, blow sand to blow, as the Sandies are 3-0 with 3. They are victimizing the Little Southwest Conference.
They sure are.
3-0 with 3 straight wins over the Little Southwest Conference, including a 31-24 win over Midland High last week. And I think the story for Amarillo High, it starts with quarterback Jet Lopez.
Dog.
He is a dog. He has been unbelievable. Him and Austin Sluter had 3 touchdown connections last week. Amarillo High, their offense is cooking with Crisco right now. They can get it done. On the other hand, you got Paladuro. And if you talk to people at Amarillo for years and years and years, Paladuro, A lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, trench play, defense, not really there. Well, listen, look at this. They lost their season opener to Tascosa 10-0. Offense struggled, held Tascosa to 10 points. They shut out Caprock in week 2, and then last week they really nice win over Canyon 35-7.
Mm-hmm.
That defense, they have a sophomore defensive end who has been unbelievable for Palo Duro. They've got Darian Lewis, who plays on both sides of the ball, the North Carolina commit, also an elite wrestler. This is a fast and physical defense that would get after you. I talked to Canyon head coach Todd Winfrey today. We were talking realignment.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches love to talk realignment.
Yes, they do.
And then I asked him about Palo Duro, and he ton of praise for Eric Mims' ball club. He said not only really good defensively, really fast, really explosive, but he said the key, they're not beating themselves. They're playing good disciplined football. They're not a lot of penalties, not a lot of mistakes. They're just playing. Coach Mims has got them rolling right now. Lewis, in last week's game, he had an interception on defense. He ran for a touchdown and caught a touchdown pass. Palo Duro led 28-0 at the half, and it was over. They've got their own really good quarterback in Deuce Reese, the two-way player. I know he's got a couple of D1 offers. They've got a really good wide receiver who can make some plays. This is a balanced Palo Duro ball club. And this, the rivalry in Amarillo that everybody talks about is Amarillo and Tascosa. They call it Hell Week when those two teams play. It's crazy. It gets wild. Palo Duro and Amarillo is a pretty good rivalry, too. Palo Duro would love nothing more than to beat their rivals from the south side of town and put one in the win column. There's going to be a big crowd at Bivens Stadium. Bivens Stadium is in North Amarillo. It's really in Palo Duro's neck of the woods. It's going to be a big crowd. I think this game comes down to which defense can stop the other quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I give the edge here to the 5A Division II team in Palo Duro.
Okay.
I think by the way, Amarillo made their debut in the 5A D1 top 10 this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think Palo Duro, I've been big on Palo Duro since 7-on-7 time. Their defense, the way they've played, has really encouraged me. This is their biggest test because Amarillo High's offense is the best offense they've seen all year. I think the Dons get it done.
Okay. I'm on Amarillo, but I don't hate the pick. Okay. I think Palo Duro's playing with a lot of swagger. I think they've taken some cues from the mascot.
Yeah.
They've just been like swagged out.
Yeah.
Playing loose.
Yeah.
Brooke is also a fan.
Oh, is Brooke a fan of the mascot?
Brooke is also a fan of the Palo Duro.
It's a swagged out Don.
Coach Mims will appreciate that.
Great game.
I need to say Coach Mims can send us some Don's t-shirts.
That'd be dope. Great game. Really interested in how that works out, and especially, you're right, Amarillo. This feels like the biggest test yet, which is weird because I know they've punched punched up into District 6 or District 2 6A, but like this feels like a Palo Duro team that at the very least is white hot, and you've got to find a way to cool them down. Yeah, their wins over Odessa, San Angelo Central, and then Midland last week. So this is going to be a tough test for them. So it is. Great pick. Great. If you're in Amarillo, you're a neutral. If your team's on a bye this week, get over to Big Dick Bivens Stadium and check out some high school football. 7:30 p.m., my fourth pick, Matthew. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Art Briles Stadium in Stephenville. Brand new stadium. It's the first ever homecoming at Art Briles Stadium in Stephenville. Good for Stephenville to finally have homecoming at their own stadium. As the 3-0 Stephenville Yellow Jackets welcome in the 2-1 Abilene Wiley Bulldogs in a game that Class 5A Abilene Wiley. Gotta be honest, I guess you gotta schedule someone for homecoming. Whew. Like I don't know. Should have scheduled Everman week before. I was gonna say. Hey, how about those Everman Bulldogs though last week? Big win over at Grapevine. We're back, baby. We're back. Shout out E-Block. E-Block back. 12-7. Back in the building. So I sent the Bulldog. 12-7. Did you see I sent the Bulldog? Yeah, I didn't see the score. 12-7. 12-7. Hey, listen, when you lose 60-0 and 45-0, 12-7 is. I have a question, Matt Stepp. Do we apologize for wins? Absolutely not. We do not apologize for wins. No. Ask the Dallas Cowboys. It is but this is a tough homecoming test. That was unnecessary, wasn't it, V? This is a tough homecoming test.
Very unnecessary. For
Stephenville. Yeah,
Abilene
for sure.
Wiley,
it's a good team coming to town. 5A. 2-1, and their one loss was a one-score loss, a close loss to Lubbock Monterey. A very good Lubbock Monterey team. Yeah, and last week they took out some frustrations on a close loss, and they pummeled Lubbock Coronado. Pummeled them 70-14.
Yeah, man, Coronado's down bad. Speaking of Monterey good, Coronado down bad.
The run-pass combo platter of Jaden Carliskent, the quarterback for Wiley, as well as this Julius Lane guy.
Julius Lane is a freight train.
He is fun to watch. Just get out of his way.
Yes.
They are... Offense is coming alive, and I would say that I think overall the early returns on what has been a bit of a defense we had some questions about, very good. They've given up 38 points in 3 games. Remember,
it's not bad.
Shut out Brownwood in the opener. They gave up 21 points or 24 points to Lubbock Monterey, and then 14 points to Coronado, and what was essentially kind of a name your score type.
Sure, yeah.
Well, now they've got to go on. They go to Stephenville, and this is a Stephenville team we haven't really mentioned yet because I think this is their. I mean, they played Midlothian Heritage in the opener. That's a good win.
That win aged pretty. That we were talking week 3 recap. Midlothian Heritage beating Texas High in Texarkana might have been the most shocking result of last weekend.
I agree. It's aged really well.
Hey, that everyone win is aging well now, buddy.
45-0 over E-Block.
Disrespect E-Block over here.
That's right. But Stephenville defense has been excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. They have got dudes defensively.
They brought 10 starters back. So
and Hudson Butchie, we've talked about him on this program before. Just a classic like Stephenville. I don't know if he wears a neck roll, but in this movie he does. Okay. Up top he does. This guy is...
Nick Caduti just perked up when he heard neck roll.
Caleb Taylor. They've got dudes defensively and offensively. Like what they've got going.
They're playing well.
They're not slinging it around all the way, but because they're running the ball fairly frequently with Zyler McClendon, but their junior quarterback, Trot Jordan. Good quarterback name. Trot Jordan.
Yeah, that's a good quarterback.
Has been strong. And this is, I think, Stephenville. It's funny because we haven't really talked about them a ton. This feels like an under-the-radar Stephenville team. Feels like they're flying a little bit under the radar.
You know, we're talking about Canyon West Plains and Region 1, and Stephenville's kind of in a weird district with non-traditional opponents. You know, they got Brownwood, but, you know, they're down there in Austin, you know, down in Ashley Pickle country down there. And Burnett. And,
no, I mean, you're not wrong. But I'll say this. I'll tell you who loves Stephenville.
I feel they like that joke.
The computer likes Stephenville. They've got them number 3 in 4A Division 2.
Okay.
That surprise you? Behind Carthage and the Carthage.
Well, Stephenville's 4A D1.
I'm sorry. They do have them number 3 in 4A Division 1 behind Salina. And Kilgore.
Kilgore. Okay. Yeah.
And then they have Stephenville 3rd because they've been dominant. Computer likes dominance. We've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This is. I don't know if it's their toughest test today because that Midlothian Heritage game was very tough.
Mm-hmm. It's a good test, though.
But I'll tell you this. They go Wiley, and then they play La Vega in back-to-back weeks.
And then they got Ruston.
Louisiana.
Which that's a different level.
Yeah.
Ruston's playing Longview this week, so that just tells you where Ruston is.
Yeah.
We're not going to make... when Stephenville plays Ruston week 6, we're probably not talking... First off, the Louisiana team, but also it's probably going to beat Stephenville up.
I think this is a really important win for Stephenville. Or important game for Stephenville.
Sure.
At home against a 5A team that's a good 5A team whose defense has been really strong.
Mm-hmm.
I think this has a chance to be really low scoring.
Okay.
But I like Stephenville to get the win at home.
Okay. I like Stephenville as well.
Mm-hmm. I think both defenses could really shine in this game because it's been, you know, especially the Wiley defense has been very, very good this year. What is your 4th pick, Matthew?
7:00 Friday night at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
This
is a little borderline hipstery.
But I think it's
it's a really good game.
We're going to talk about I'm getting close to getting Slayton pilled over here. Slayton is 3-0. They're taking on Post, who's 3-0. And Post was last year's kind of hipster cool pick, you know, after the run they made going 13-1.
They were cool.
I think Slayton is kind of that pick this year. Clint Conkin has done a tremendous job with that program. From 2021 to 2023, Slayton won 5 football games. They go 7-4 last year, or 8-3. 7-4 or 8-3 last year. They're 3-0, borderline state ranked at this point. They brought a ton of talent back. This is a big year for Slayton. Last week they just drubbed New Deal 35-7. You know, just not even close. New Deal has 155 yards of offense and 8 first downs on the night. The Slayton Tigers are fast and physical on defense. They run the ball well. They do throw occasionally, but they rely on that speed. Those speedy, they got a stable of speedy running backs. Zakidri and Whaley, 2 interceptions for Slayton last week. He had 1 return to the 2-yard line, basically a pick 6. Slayton's defense recovered a touchdown, a fumble for a touchdown as well. They had 4 different players score rushing touchdowns. This is a complete football team in Slayton, and we're going to talk about in 3A Division II. It's going to center around Wall. Mm-hmm. Wall is the team to beat out west. And then you got Kahoma out there who's 3-0 as well. Slayton's right there. And you got Canadian. They were, speaking of undefeated teams. But Slayton is really, really good. This is a really good football team. They're playing a 2A team in Post, 2A D1. Post knocked off Seagraves last week 33-16. And this is a misleading score. This was 33-3 midway through the fourth quarter. And Seagraves got a couple of window dressing touchdowns to make it look a little bit better. Randon Curtis, 4 touchdown runs for the Bold Gold. Post, and they have a good running back. They're gonna run, get behind that. They have big offensive line for a 2A school, above average speed on defense. But this is a different animal in Slayton. This is a little bit of a rivalry again. These two towns are not far apart. South of Lubbock, there's 20 or so miles away from each other. A lot of these kids know each other. They grew up together playing, travel basketball, AAU, playing on baseball teams, that kind of thing. There's some connections and ties between these two towns. I think Slayton's speed and athleticism across the board is the difference here, and they're just the bigger school. I don't know if Post has the overall firepower. Give me the Slayton Tigers to go 4-0.
Okay.
Like Slayton by 9.
Okay.
Be watching this one out in Lubbock.
That's
I talked to Pickle about getting some footage from this game on Texas football.
This
tonight.
would be
gonna do some producing on the fly. Sorry, VNA.
Yeah, you're really putting her to work here. That's a fun pick.
I'll buy you a margarita after.
A Slayton. You've been Slayton pilled. Perhaps if they win this game, are you fully Slayton pilled?
Yes. Let me. Speaking of Klein pilled, did you see they had a 50 burger in the first half against Kane last week? Good Lord.
Yeah. My 5th and final pick, Matthew. A little off the board. I think it's flying under the radar a little bit, but this is a fun game. 7 o'clock Friday night at Freedom Field.
Who doesn't like freedom?
In Iowa Colony. It is a District 22 6A opener between the number 25 Alvin Shadow Creek Sharks.
New to the state rankings.
And the lurking, I'm officially declaring them lurking,
all right,
Manville Mavericks.
Manville. A little bit of a rivalry game.
There's an Alvin ISD slugfest. And, okay, I know there have been some lean years, couple of lean years for Manville.
Sure.
I get it. It's been
a lot of growth in
growth. It's a lot of changing in Alvin ISD. Let me tell you something, though. When I think of Manville football, I think of points. Mm-hmm. And guess what? The points are back on the menu, baby.
They're pointsy.
They're back on the menu. This team can score.
They threw up an 80 burger last week?
They did. They threw up.
See the 80 burger very much.
Let's see. How much did they score? 67 on Pasadena Memorial.
Sorry.
They have scored 154 points in 3 games. And by the way, we'll talk about this. They are 2-1, so they did lose one of those games.
Yeah.
But offensively, they've got a dual threat quarterback in Cam Renfro, who is fun to watch. They can run the ball. Got a stable of backs led by Eric Mosley III. Mm-hmm. They are turning and burning out there in Manville. Yeah. Manville offense is back.
Yeah.
Defense.
Could be better. Work to do.
Last week against Pasadena Memorial
held them to 7.
Yeah, held them to 7. Great win. Shadow Creek has been a little, they lose their opener to Summer Creek.
But you know what, though? That loss, I was like, okay, Shadow Creek's okay. Yeah. They gave Summer Creek a run.
They did. They absolutely did. They gave them a run. And specifically, I think since then, they have shut out Clear Creek and Alvin. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Different competition level there.
Different competition level, but...
He plays on the schedule.
Exactly right. And they have been exceptional defensively the last couple of weeks. This is going to be, to me, much more of a test. This is going to be closer to Summer Creek, certainly, than the last two teams they've played.
Agree.
And the playmakers they've got defensively, Carter Stewart, Tommy Baker, defense has been great. We know they've got big-time playmakers on the outside like Chris Stewart. We know they can go get it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, to me, strength on strength, the Manville offense against this Shadow Creek defense. The other side is going to be really interesting, too. It's going to be, can the Manville defense...
Shadow Creek's explosive on offense.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Manville can win this game in the 40s. Okay?
Okay.
They can win a pointsy game. But if this game... If Shadow Creek diagnoses them and comes up with a couple of stops, it's hard to see them going stop for stop with them. That's the question here. So I like Shadow Creek in this one, but this does have my attention because I think Manville's backer than we thought they were.
Okay.
I think they're backer than we thought they were. And I think
It's a tough district. You still got Pearland on the schedule. Pearland's getting close. I think maybe they may have cracked the top 10 in 6A this week.
So anyway, I really like this game, District 22 6A game between Manville and Shadow Creek, and a rivalry game because Shadow Creek took a bunch of kids from Manville, right?
Yeah. Shadow Creek basically pulled from Manville.
Yeah. So these kids know each other.
Yes.
Be a fun matchup. What is your fifth and final pick, Matthew?
7:00 Friday night at Tiger Stadium in Malakoff. A rivalry renewed.
A weird rivalry renewed.
Well, it was Wichita Falls Rider and Lubbock Cooper for so many years.
For like 7 straight years, they played each other.
Weird rivalry that sometimes played each other twice. This is one of those kind of rivalries.
Oh yeah,
they are. This is Grandview at Malakoff, by the way, and for the 11th time in the past 7 seasons. Actually, they've met. This is the 12th time in 8 seasons they've met. In the previous 7 years, they played 11 times. It's 6-5. Yep. Grandview's got a 6-5 edge. Of course, they won the biggest game of all in the series, the 2018 3A Division I state championship game. And I would tell you, Grandview. I got a text from a coach at Graham when Grandview scrimmaged Graham, and I think we had Grandview in the top 10 in the state in the magazine preseason. And he texted me. He said, "Smart pick on Grandview. They look like a top 10 team." All Grandview's done in non-district is notch wins over 3 4A schools.
Yeah.
Glen Rose, who is down.
Yeah.
They are down this year. Week 2, they beat Eagle Mountain. And you're thinking, oh, well, Eagle Mountain's a new school. Eagle Mountain last week beat Paradise. That's a good win.
Yeah, for sure.
And then last week, they take on one of the most athletic teams in all of 4A Division II in Waco Conley. And they beat Waco Conley 39-36.
Yeah.
The Zebras are rolling.
Zebras are for real.
This is a legit Region 2 contender. Now, Region 2 runs through Malakoff and maybe runs through Winsboro, but I think after Winsboro, I think Grandview might be the second best team in Region 2 right now. They are really, really good, and the resume speaks for itself. You got Malakoff. They're coming in this game 1-2. 2 losses to Lorena and Madisonville. And it's not to say that Malakoff doesn't have talent. They are talented. They're just young. And they're going through some growing pains. They graduated a stellar group of seniors with Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones. And
281-330-8004. I don't know my wife's cell phone number, but I know Mike Jones's.
Mrs. Jen, don't look at this. Don't watch this podcast, please, because you.
I just pressed the wife button in my phone.
That's true.
Just mash the wife button.
What if you lose your phone?
Why would I ever do that?
It's true.
I do know my wife's phone number. I should say that.
About to say.
I'm doing it for a bit.
It's a bit.
Goodness.
It's a good. It's
her number is 2.
The show.
Her number is 2. You want to talk about insta divorce?
Yeah, exactly. Last week they lose to Madisonville 38-24, and I'm not ready to sound the alarm bells on Malakoff yet. This is a young team. They're going to be fine. They're just going through some growing pains against a really good schedule. Now, Jarian Hall, 3-year starter, he did run for a pair of touchdowns, and this was a 24-24 game going into the fourth quarter. And Madisonville wears them down late and wins by 2 touchdowns. I kind of feel like we might see a similar result this week.
I'm this close on Malakoff of sounding the alarm bells.
Really? Okay.
I am. I think. Now maybe it's because, like, I'm in my own head about it, and I was like,
Madisonville's a 4A. We almost beat them last year,
but we gave them the benefit of the doubt. Like, we knew they were going to be graduating really heavy, right? And especially like super key pieces. We kind of give them the benefit of the doubt to get them in the play because they've been so good past year. Won the title and then
lost to Columbus last year.
Lost Columbus title game. And like the early returns for me have just been like, oh, like to me, I just have this thing in my brain of like, oh, all it's doing is reinforcing what I already kind of thought.
Sure.
And so that's not fair to them, but like I'm admittedly like,
1-3 looks tough.
It does.
Now I think they will get the wheels back on in district. Now, like week 11, I think is Winsboro. They got time though. They got time to get the wheels back on. I think this is a similar game to last week. I think it's a close game for 3 quarters, and I think Grandview just late kind of wears down this. This is a senior-heavy Grandview team, a lot of seniors. You know, Dane Yench is a coach at Grandview now. That talk about making you feel old. Yeah. Who was the quarterback from Levelland who's a coach now too? Nick Gerber. Nick Gerber's a coach.
I hate this.
Yeah, and Dane Yench is a coach.
Dane Yench was an original, borderline original Dudes Rock player.
And now he's a coach. We are so washed.
God.
Just where's my depends? It's at this point,
Welcome to the Unk Hour.
Yeah. Grandpa hour.
Grandpa hour, really. Go on.
I need my nap. I'm tired. My Geritol.
Y'all are unking chopped.
We're Unk. We're Unk-filled.
I think it's a close game, but I think Grandview in the fourth quarter, the senior leadership, they pull it out over Malakoff. I like Grandview by about 10 to 12 points.
It's a good pick.
It's a fun rivalry.
It's a fun rivalry.
It's a fun, weird rivalry.
Remember, this was a title game.
2018 title game. And they played in the playoffs multiple times.
And if I remember correctly, that 2018 title game was kind of a banger.
It was a good game.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Dane Yench ended up. Remember, it was weird because Malakoff just couldn't get over the hump. And Grandview was always standing in their way. It always felt like.
And then the one year Malakoff got over the hump, they lost to Mount Vernon.
Yes.
And so,
it was a stranger. Anyway, that is our week 4 game draft. I took Tidehaven, Ganado, Richmond, Randall, Fort Bend, Marshall, Duncanville, Waxahachie, Stephenville, Abilene, Wiley, and Alvin, Shadow Creek, Manville. Stepp took Southlake, Carroll, Euless, Trinity, Kilgore, Pleasant Grove, Amarillo versus Paladuro, Post versus Slayton, and Grandview versus Malakoff. That's a good little spread.
A little small school step there.
Yeah, a little small school step. And I have a feeling he's going to go even smaller school step when we go to our hipster game of the week.
I told you.
You did.
Yes.
He told me that because if he didn't take it, I was going to take it. I'll be clear.
All right. This might be the most hipster, weird, tep and step game of the year.
Well, no, there will be another one next week.
Is it next week or late? I think it's later in the year.
Maybe. I don't know.
7 o'clock Friday night in Bulldog Stadium in Thorndale as the Gordon Longhorns. Are they 3-0? They are 3-0.
3-0, the number 1 team in 1A Division 1.
Wait, 1A?
Yeah, 1A.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, 1A Division 1.
But is Thorndale playing a 6-man game?
Well, you tell me, guy who's picking it for your head.
No. Gordon is going to play 11-man football this week and take on Thorndale. Mm-hmm. This is a good Thorndale team. Number 1, they're 2A Division 1. Mm-hmm. So 1A Division 1 versus 2A Division 1.
I mean, look at this enrollment difference.
Good. Yeah, what's the enrollment? Thorndale's probably double Gordon's enrollment.
Let's find out together, shall we?
I have so many questions.
Go on.
Go on, Vienna.
Go for us.
Is this a common thing?
This is not.
No.
So now I will tell you that there is a small bit of history here. Mike Reed, who is the head coach at Gordon, did this when he was at Throckmorton.
Mm-hmm. Thorndale has 204.
Yes. And Gordon has an enrollment of 75.
So more than double.
Yeah. Where they played a team, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Windthorst.
It was Windthorst, yeah.
And they played half the game as a 6-man game and half the game, the first half of the 11-man game and the second half was a 6-man game. And they played the first half to a tie, and then in the second half they ran away from there. From everything that I've heard, and I'm not a coach, I want to be very clear, but in talking with Mike Reed and other people.
So Mike Reed's coached both.
Yes, he's coached both.
He was the head coach of Hamilton.
Yeah, he was the official team of Tepp and Stepp. From what I understand, going from 6 to 11 is easier than going from 11 to 6.
It's a different game.
Because it's such a different ball
it's
game.
A different game. So, this is a good Thorndale team. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a fascinating test for Gordon. Gordon, I'm not a 6-man. I've noted not 6-man guy, Matt Stepp. Mm-hmm. You know, we've talked about it.
You just don't follow it.
Just don't follow it. But I know. But this is how good Gordon is. I know about Gordon. Mm-hmm. That's how I know Gordon is really good. And you got Stryker Reed, Rye Reed,
Braden Walters.
Yeah, 3 FBS caliber football players playing 6-man football is rare, probably unheard of. This is a really, really good Gordon team. You know, they had to order special jerseys for this game because they had to order lineman jerseys.
Yeah, that's right. They have to have numbers. Yeah.
So
That is so crazy.
yeah. So this is going to be interesting. I don't have any idea how to pick this football game because this is so
I think it's okay
weird.
to not.
But I'm going to be following the hell out of this game Friday night. Because I am fascinated by this football game. It is unique. It's interesting. And I think Gordon's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think this is a chance. I think for Gordon, this is a chance for them to prove themselves and say, hey, we're as good as we say we are. They're kind of playing, I think, you know how Grayson Rigdon kind of played last year kind of for the honor of 6-man football in a lot of ways, like validating the talent that is in 6-man football, which there is. I mean, there's good football players in 6-man. I think this is a chance for Gordon to kind of carry that flag and make them, legitimize 6-man football even more against a good Thorndale team. This is not some slappy team at Thorndale that was 0-10 last year. Thorndale was 8-4 last year.
They won a playoff game.
Yes, and they're 2-1. They lost to Granger, but they beat Thrall. They beat the 3A. Thrall's 3A, and they beat Bartlett. So it's a legit game.
It feels. I hope. I don't think I'm out of bounds when I say that. In talking with Mike Reed, he's admitted to us. And by the way, they have the state's longest winning streak that they're putting on the line. They've won 33 in a row. He has said, he's like, we're underdogs in this game. He's like, we're underdogs because we're punching up significantly, and our guys are having to learn an entire new way of going about it. Gordon is, in my opinion, pound for pound the best football team in Texas right now. Because they are, at the 1A Division I level, they would be a clear favorite over everyone else in 1A Division I. I don't think you can say that about basically any other team.
There's a chance they would 45 everyone in 1A Division
I think there's a fair chance.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Yeah.
This is a really remarkable test of all of the things. I think it's a great coaching test. And I think, but from a talent perspective, there's one of these teams, with all due respect to Thorndale, one of these teams has 3 potential FBS guys. And it's not the 11-man team. So this is a wild game. I totally agree. I'm going to be watching it, and it's going to be really fascinating.
The first of 2 of these games. There's another one later this year for
Bracketville, I think.
Yeah.
My hipster game of the week, Matthew. I don't know. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Let's go 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night for some reason.
Ooh.
At Lawrence Field in Hawkins.
Referee shortage.
You think
Tyler
that's it?
Chapters had some.
Got it.
Not be able to staff all the games.
As a matchup of unbeatens in a District 10 2A Division I game. It's I think it's the only 2A district that's getting going right now.
Okay.
As the undefeated Elysian Fields Yellow Jackets
New head coach Bo Maines
take on the undefeated Hawkins Hawks at 3-0.
I'll have a game. There's another Thursday game at Hawkins later this year that I'll be at.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
of course
you don't come to Hawkins with me.
I will say maybe. Okay. So both these teams are 3-0.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm picking this game is that I think this has really immediately in.
This is a good district.
I think this has
game.
major playoff implications because both these teams are 3-0. It's a district opener. But remember, this is the district with Wascom. Okay. I think, in my opinion, the favorite in that district.
Sure.
Okay. I think Beckville, your mileage may vary on where they are.
They're struggling. They're 1-2. They're off to a little bit of a slow start. They won last week, though.
Yes. I think those two are, I'll just say those two are playoff teams. There are 3 undefeated teams, neither of which I've mentioned right now. In Elysian Fields, Hawkins, and Union Grove. One of those teams, let's say, at least one of those teams getting left out of the playoffs. At least one of those teams.
Yeah.
And so if you are Elysian Fields or Hawkins, you have an opportunity to set yourself on easy street and say, hey, we're almost certainly in the playoffs. All we got to do is go out there and take care of business. But this is a deep district. That starting district play in week 4 is challenging. And the computer's got this a 1-point game. I think it's a fabulous game. One of these teams is going to be 4-0. And I think I like Hawkins at home in a close one. But this is going to be a really fun matchup that I think will have a huge implication. And for not a ton of 2A games on a Thursday night, but here's one and an opportunity for one of these teams to really feel good about where they stand in District 10 2A Division 1. So That's my hipster game of the week. It's Hawkins and Elysian Fields. Let's go. Let's do this in the other order, okay? Let's go to Vianney Moreno to find out. Hey, Vianney, what did you write down?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi, VNA.
You guys were funny.
Thanks.
You
We
guys
tried.
were very funny.
Your dose late.
Great can't forget about Ashley. Ashley listens to this.
Oh, your trace latest.
She better listen
I love
to
you,
this.
Ashley.
We didn't do stonks this week.
We didn't do stocks. By the way,
She was so mad. She texted me. She sent me curse words and via text message about stonks.
Lano's got a big game this week against Gerald. Battle of unbeatens.
Watch out for the slot T. What's
let
the
me
slot
tell you-
T, VNA?
The devil.
Yeah.
And Gerald. Let's say this. Lano's up to number 2 in 3A Division 1, right? Franklin's got Salina. I think is it fair to call Franklin an underdog in that game?
Yes.
Against Salina? Number 1 team in 4A Division 1? Lano takes care of business against Gerald.
Number 1.
Go on.
If Lano's number 1 in the state, Pickle's going to be... She'd be more insufferable than you are when Coppell was...
That's exactly right. Yeah, Coppell never number 1. You never got to see the full might of their powers.
Sorry, VNA. Go ahead.
VNA, go ahead.
Like Dallas is 3-0.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Shout out to the Falcons.
Shout out. I have a great start to I have been Ozona pilled.
Okay.
VNA is jacked.
VNA is jacked.
You are?
Don't text Coach Samples.
No.
No, do not text
Sorry.
Coach Samples.
He'll never get it.
No.
He'll never get it.
Leave you on red.
Yeah, exactly right.
Get it.
He don't text.
Very
nice guy if you need to call him.
Yeah,
he'll pick up the
answer.
phone. He'll
Yeah.
answer the call. Absolutely.
Just don't text.
Just don't text.
Just don't text him.
Taking the swag from the mascot.
Oh,
Paladro
the Dons.
Dons.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paladro Don
Yeah.
swagged out Don.
And finally, Unk Hour.
Yeah, this is the Unk Hour.
Yeah.
Now that Dane Yench is a coach at Grandview.
Old men over here.
Oh my gosh, Ryan Ebner, what are you doing to me? Hiring Dane Yench. Just let him go.
Old.
Let him go have like another...
Go be an accountant or something,
Yeah,
man.
a job that
Come
won't
on,
make me
man.
feel bad about cutting myself open and counting the rings. Where are you going this week?
Thursday night, I'll be in Sanger
Yeah.
to watch Gunner and Sanger. Sanger's off to a good start.
Sanger's off to a good start.
2-1.
Gunner coming off of a loss to Salina that I would probably call mildly encouraging.
Yeah, I thought it was a good competitive football game. Credit to Gunner for punching up
I
two
want to say at
classifications.
half it was like 20-14.
Yeah,
or
Gunner
something.
Gunner made a great accounting of themselves against a much larger school. Shout out to Gunner. So Gunner and Sanger. Going to go visit my good buddy Chad Rogers there at Sanger, scheduling a Thursday game for me. Never been to a game in Sanger before.
No.
Driven through Sanger a bunch, but on 30 right there on 35 going
Trying to
to.
think if I have anything on Thursday night. I don't know.
All right, that's where I'll be Thursday. Friday, I'll be at Newsom Stadium in Mansfield for a big 3-5A Division II matchup between Colleyville Heritage and Mansfield Timberview.
That is a very big game.
Colleyville Heritage blew out Colony last week. Timberview got down early against Argyle, but made it a one-score game late. They, should be a good ball game. Love the hospitality there at Newsom Stadium. And
Argyle's a hard team to figure out.
they are. They're 2-1.
I think I like them a lot, but then they'll go and they'll have these stretches.
We're still thinking about the loss to Lone Star.
That's
I think Lone Star is really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, I am returning to the 956.
Wow. A Saturday only trip to the Valley. What a commitment to the bid.
Yes. Weslaco, Saturday night at Bobby Lackey Stadium in Weslaco. Mm-hmm. Laredo United in Weslaco.
Good game.
It's a very good game.
Laredo United's 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1?
Lost a close game to Bernie.
Yeah.
So Weslaco's 1-2. Disappointing loss last week to Laredo LBJ, but I wonder if the travel had something to do with it. I think Weslaco is going to be ripping and running and ready to go on Friday night at home to try to. They're on a 2-game losing.
Where are you eating?
2-1. So Weslaco's 2-1. That was the first loss.
Where are you eating?
Well, I'm going to El Arbolito and getting tortillas pregame because the best tortillas I've ever had, other than V&A's grandmother's tortillas. Mm-hmm. Like how I did that. El Arbolito has great tortillas, though. I'll get at least 2 or 3 dozen tortillas and munch on those. I don't know where I'm going to pregame yet. I might go to. I mean, the old standby is Costa Mesa.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
And you have dined at Costa Mesa.
I've dined at Costa Mesa.
And what was the Greg Tepper review of Costa Mesa?
The botana platter was
yes, spoken like a true Valley native right there. So yeah, it'll be a good trip down to the Valley. Got a direct flight to Harlingen, so good times there. Yeah, that was my bit last time. So when we flew to Harlingen last time as a staff, I secretly upgraded to first class. It was like $40, and Tepper just looked at me as he walked in the plane, and I was like,
just like shaking my head.
Chestnut checkers, man. It's $40, man. The bag was like,
it's actually like nothing.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's where I'll be this week. So
cool. A reminder on Friday, Dave Campbell's Texas Football
after
tonight,
party.
The after party. Myself and Ashley Pickle here at this very desk, giving you all the scores, highlights, and analysis. Big name guests. We got a couple of big name guests booked up for this week.
Okay.
That's a tease.
That is a tease.
Make sure you tune in for that. But that's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. VNA Moreno, thank you very much for putting up with our nonsense. Always. And Stepp, thanks for your courage.
Thank you.
Talk to you next week on Tep and Stepp.
Bye.